Hello, vinyl community. Yes, this is my obligatory post-record store day video. I didn't get to celebrate record store day in the proper form, but I'm actually making this my tradition anyway. I've done it, I think, the last couple years. I had to work, so I couldn't get up at 2 a.m. and go wait in line. I wouldn't have done that anyway because because I know what to expect when I get there, and my record store day needs are very, very, very few. So it wouldn't make sense. So my tradition is to go in the evening. It's at I go to Mad Platter here in Riverside. It's still busy, but it's not like there's no line, and it's not so crowded that you can't even really properly browse. And I think this might be a new thing this year that Mad Platter has set aside 5 or 6 bins of $5 records. Now, the bulk of it are basically used records that they pulled out of their regular collection and put in there, slapped a $5 price tag on them. Some of them aren't even worth that. I kind of laughed at some of the stuff they had in there, and that, people were probably paying that for those records, but maybe a third of those bins were actually new sealed records. So I'm very, very happy. I basically got out of record store day having spent only $25, and I mean, there were more things in the bin I could have bought. Like, there were several blind buys I would have made at $5 a pop for sealed records, but I just stuck with bands I knew. I did scan, the regular record store day stock, which they had a fair amount left. A lot of it I was not familiar with, or they were bands I didn't really care about, or that sort of thing. I was quickly scanning for, the Doors, the Monkees, that sort of thing. Didn't find anything. And my wife actually put in a request for the Smiths 7-inch single, but they were sold out. So, anyway, but I'm very, very happy with what I did find, and I feel like I scored, so. Now, originally all these were still sealed. One, I told my wife it was her consolation prize because they didn't have the Smiths single for her. And this is a band we both really, really enjoy. They Might Be Giants. And this is Nanobots. From 2013. Very interesting artwork. Yeah. Custom inner sleeve there, so that's nice. Yeah. Very, very pleased to pick that up. These next two, I was like, what? These are still sealed? well, now I'm not so sure. I was gonna say I'm sure they're re-releases, but they don't appear to have. In fact, they don't have barcodes. Could they be sealed originals? And I totally don't remember who, but someone recently showed Rare Earth And I'm a big fan of Rare Earth, and yet I have surprisingly little by them. So I was thrilled to pick up these two, Band Together and Midnight Lady. Yeah, so I'm thrilled about these. Absolutely thrilled. These next two, this one, I'm familiar with the band, but I haven't heard a lot by them. But I knew enough to get the album. So it's Deer Tick, and this is Negativity. And it's a two 12-inch records recorded at 45 RPM, but it's, an LP, so spread out over 2 discs. Now, I want to say they're roots rock. I could be entirely wrong. I even double checked last night, but last night's a blur now. So and this is a band you don't really see on the VC. And I honestly, I don't know a ton of their music, but what I've heard, I really, really enjoy. And it kind of reminds me of my days of going to the Warped Tour, and maybe to a lesser extent the Family Values Tour. You get a lot of those at those festivals. You get a lot of those bands like Korn, Seven Dust, Limp Bizkit, Deftones, that sort of thing. And I'm sure at one of those, I had seen this band, and yeah, so Papa Roach, and this is The Connection. Very cool artwork on this. Yes. It's a gatefold, so let's take a look. Alright, so here it is in all of its glory. And the gatefold. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah. And the vinyl. Not just black vinyl. It does have custom labels. There's that one. And that one. Yeah, so, they're... I guess you would consider them probably alt metal more than anything. 4 different labels. That's cool. And that one. And the Deer Tick is also a gatefold. Let's take a look at this one. All right, and here this one is in all of its glory. Sometimes I wish bands would get more creative with the gatefolds. Yeah. They, more than anything, they use it just to put the credits, and they should have custom inner sleeves for that. But yeah, it gets better. There's a separate lyric sheet, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that makes up for it. Once again, not afraid to share my download code. Enjoy, and the label. I'm not sure what my thoughts are on LPs spread out over 2 discs and recorded at 45 RPM. Sound-wise, I'm sure it's better. I mean, the higher the speed, you know, the less it's going to be affected by any, you know, tiny little imperfections. But, I don't know. The whole activity of flipping the records more than is necessary, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I'm very pleased with Record Store Day, and I'm very, very excited to add 2 more Rare Earth to my collection at $5 a pop, still sealed. Hopefully still sealed and not resealed, but yeah, so I had a good Record Store Day, and no complaints from me, because I only spent $25. Yeah, I got off easy. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.